Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Red Devil Experience. Brentford 3, Manchester United 1. Another disaster performance, another disastrous result for us. I don't know where to even start with this match because, I mean, we had a good start for about 3 minutes, and then it was probably the worst possible result. Way to go about the match, conceding two. Well, I don't know what you want to call them. I don't really understand. Shit goals, terrible goals to concede. And you know what? There was a couple opportunities in the match that make our way back from monumentally screwing this match up. And instead of taking them, we did what we've been doing for quite some time, and we screwed it even more. And then obviously Brentford came and killed off the game. So, I mean, we're going to break it down. We're going to get into the individual performances. We're going to talk about Ruben Amorim. We're going to do player ratings, even though I really don't want to, because you know what? The team should, I mean, it was just shit. But before we do, please make sure you smash the like button. If you're new and you enjoy the content, make sure you subscribe, hit the notification bell icon. But I mean, yeah, listen, I don't even know where to go from here, and I don't know where to start. Really, usually I know what to say, but I don't know what to really say about what I just watched. I mean, we talked about it yesterday. We talked about how there's going to be goals in this game. We talked about how it's going to be a fight. We got outbeat in pretty much every aspect of the game. Brentford were faster than us. They were hungrier than us. And they were better than us. And it showed all over the pitch. And somehow, we still had a couple opportunities. But, I mean, Bruno missing the penalty. The way we conceded the goals, you just knew we were never going to win this match, yeah? It was one of those games, again, that we keep having on a consistent basis. We have no momentum. We have nothing going for us. It's one step forward, two steps back constantly. And you know what? Again, I'm not going to sit here and talk about he's got to get sacked. It's a waste of time. Ineos will sack him when he's going to get sacked. But you know, there's just no way he survives this. For me today, I don't even think that's on him. But if you got your players out there doing what they're doing, like they did today, and there's probably some things that are on him, yeah. So he's not absolved of everything, but I mean, your captain's not scoring a penalty to put you level. I think if he scores the penalty to put you level, I think it's a different story, yeah? Even if you end with a draw, it's not the best result, and it wasn't the best performance, but you get a point out of it. Also, I think the game could go in any which way and direction after that, but that doesn't happen. It looked a little bit better for Sesko. He was a little bit more involved today. He got on the goal on the goal sheet. Obviously, that shit doesn't matter today, unfortunately, because we've lost the match, and you know, that was the bigger, obviously, objective to go through. So, I mean, but the second half we did slightly better, but also, you know, Brentford kind of took their foot off the gas a little bit. They were defending their lead like they were probably always going to do. And I don't, you know, we didn't do enough. Once again, we weren't clinical enough. Skinny Bob says relegation is coming. No, it's not. It's not. It's not. We're not getting relegated. He'll get sacked before that even happens. So, but yeah, I mean, I understand it. I mean, the way we're playing and the way that the results go, yeah, sure. But yeah, that's not a realistic thing. It's not. It's never gonna happen. But I mean, listen. Let's just. I mean, we're always honest here, anyway. But I mean, I think you just gotta say, there's no way that he survives this, yeah? There's no way that this gets fixed. There's no way that you find a solution to the shit that's going on in the pitch. There's too many problems. There's too many things going on. Nothing as a team, and I'm talking about just like in general, nothing really goes our way. When you need somebody to step up, when you need something to kind of go our way, it doesn't. It never does. It never does. Also, with him, I mean, listen, Maguire got absolutely done and burnt for pace today. Yeah, he struggled, and our team struggled as a whole because Brentford were really quick. We struggled to keep up with their pace, but also they're very good in the air. And we pretty much lost the match because of that. Those two things. I mean, we couldn't do anything in the air. Maguire was there for that reason, but obviously Maguire is slow, so it was kind of a Jekyll and Hyde type of thing. Because the first goal, I mean, he tried to step up. He's slow. He was the last defender, and you're not going to do anything about it. The goalkeeper, once again, is in question, once again, because, I mean, the first goal, you can't blame him for anything about it. I mean, listen, they got to score. You know what I mean? Blown coverage. He's wide open. He's by himself. He's on a breakaway. The ball's going in the net one way or the other, pretty much, unless you're a shit striker, which clearly isn't, because actually he was very good. He scored 2 goals. But, yeah, I mean, this second goal, I had to do better on it. I don't blame him 100% for it. The third goal, I mean, straight down the middle, you don't let that in. But at that point in moment in time in the match, yeah, it doesn't even fucking matter because we already lost the game. We already lost the match at that point. But, when they scored the third, the game was over. We lost the match. So, Skinny Bob says, denial takes time to overcome. You actually realize that when you're playing Grimsby and Trent, you're week in, week out. Yeah, sure. All right. Yeah. That's not happening, dude. I don't know what world you live in, but we're not getting relegated. It literally won't happen. He will literally get sacked before that even happens, and it's basically impossible. So, yeah, that's not happening. Red Devil Radar is here, says hello, says, I don't know why we have such a garbage board. Why put off doing the inevitable? This guy is out of his depth. His team selection, tactics, formation, etc. Well, I think they're real desperate for it to work, and I think as long as, and this is why I don't even bother to be like anybody else and sit here and be Ruben out, and, sit here and rant for the next 45 minutes about being Ruben out, because it's quite pointless. I have no control over the team. I have no control over anything that's going to happen, and if I know the way Ineos operates, he's still going to be here by next week, yeah? So it's not going to happen, but it will happen. I think everybody can put their hands up, whether you still want to back him or not. I don't think you can fix the things that are going on. I think you look at the way he reacts when he's on the sideline. I think he knows he's fucked, yeah? So there's just, I mean, there's too many issues. I mean, when we can't win back-to-back games. The manner in which we're conceding goals is absolutely calamitous, and I don't really understand how it keeps happening. I don't understand. I don't see any other team conceding the way we concede. They're quite ridiculous, almost to a certain extent, bullshit goals. I mean, the first goal, to me, is just a bullshit goal that you shouldn't concede. It shouldn't be happening. But yet somehow every other match or every single match we play, it happens. It manages to happen. So, I mean, he's done. He's done. It's not going to happen this week. It's not going to happen next week. But the way we're going, do the math, do the points. It's going to add up, and they're going to have to do it. So, I see we have a lot of new people in here. Welcome, by the way. But, Elias says, hey, Eric and all you Reds, how you doing? Johnny Hill is here. Says, Mano comes on. Wins the ball of Brentford twice. Brentford attack us, and Bruno stays forward. We know which one of these did the midfield role correctly. We know which one Amorim wants, though. Well, I don't think Ruben doesn't want Manu, but I do agree. I mean, he's not helping himself. Let's talk about that aspect for a little bit, yeah? He's not helping himself. Manu did come on. I think Manu did well when he came on. Bruno, again, we talked about this. Bruno in that in that midfield, it's not going to work. He's going to keep forcing it. He's essentially sacking himself. I mean, listen, we've been down this road before as United fans, yeah? We've been down this road before. Ten Hag did the same thing. Oli did the same thing. Mourinho did the same thing. They all got sacked. Different players. They had their different obsessions, their different choices that they refused to change. And I'm not even talking about a system or formation. I'm talking about personnel and where you choose to pick and where you choose to play them, and how long do you keep playing them in the same spot, and how long do you keep picking them over other people. Yeah, we've been here before. We know the end result of that. We've had the past 3 managers do the same thing with different players, and they've all been sacked, and it's all helped them get sacked along the way, and he's still doing it. And it's one thing we can argue over system and formation all day long, but personnel wise is a whole different story. And he's not going to change that. And it's not going to work for him, because that, I think, is the most obviously glaring thing in the world, is that midfield will not work for him. It's not going to help in any type of way. Chad's here. What's up? Elias says, damn, a lot happened in the 6 minutes you were live. Yes, yes. I mean, a lot of people got a lot to say today. I mean, I understand why. So, I'm trying to do my best to get to everybody. Red Devil Radar says we are throwing another season. That's the sad part. Well, here's the thing, man. I mean, in a certain way, yeah, we are, but I still have concerns, even if they do sack him, in which direction they go in, who would they get, or when he gets sacked. Like, if they sack him right now, if they sack him today, what direction do we go? Who do we get? Who's going to come in? And what happens after that? Because as we've seen, removing a manager doesn't always save the season for us, particularly. It can, but it hasn't really worked out well for us when we've done it. So, you know, if you're thinking that the grass is definitely going to be greener, it might be greener, but it may not. So this season might just be fucked either way, whether he stays here or whether he gets sacked tomorrow, next week, the week after, and it's still sort of salvageable. But I mean, we would have to see how it goes when we get to that point, I guess. Skinny Bob says, statistically, you've gotten worse with each manager, so I welcome a sacking. It'll speed up the inevitable relegation of this sinking ship of a club. We're not getting relegated again, bro. I don't know what place. I mean, if that's your idea of Bante, it's not very good, dude. It's not original at all. So, come up with something better. Well, Chad, you were right today. I mean, Bruno shit the bed, and so did Maguire. It's not always been like that, but today, certainly, yeah. I mean, it was them two that. I mean, not only them two, but I mean, Bruno missed a pen, and Bruno missing a pen is pretty much. Bruno's missing a pen. You're not winning the fucking game, yeah. So, Johnny said I love Bruno missing because Amorim would have used it to mask Bruno's terrible performance. Well, I don't think Amorim would have used it, but I think maybe some of the fans would have done it. I mean, even if he did score that penalty, I mean, the performance was bad. Yeah, I think we could all agree on that. Whether you like Bruno or not, the performance was horrible from him. So, and a couple others out there as well. Red Devil Radar said Maino and Euro came on as subs. They should have started the game, not subbed in. I agree. I agree. And, you know, Euro, I don't think Euro did anything wrong since the start of the season and the past 2 matches. He's been on the bench and Maguire's been starting, and I don't really agree with that. Again, I don't have per se a problem with Maguire sort of being a squad player and playing the odd match or coming on as a sub, tactically wise, or, you know, if we need. But I didn't see a problem with Euro when he was starting. And today, again, was sort of a weird match because they're fast, but they're good in the air. And he clearly, obviously, went with Maguire to deal with the aerial threat because, I mean, they bombarded us in the air with it. But it backfired because they're also quick and fast, and Maguire can't keep up with that shit. And he got burned, which is, everybody knows that. Everybody knows his weakness has always been and always will be the pace. So he got that tactical aspect wrong of it because, I don't know, you take maybe a 50-50 shot on it. They say, listen, he's slow. So there's always a good opportunity and a good chance that he's going to get absolutely done for, and he's not going to be able to keep up with the pace of the Brentford attackers and the pace of the game. But also, We need somebody to try and cover the aerial part because we don't even have a particularly tall team. And we need to add more height, and they're very good in the air. So, Red of a Raider says Delo never worked as a wingback. I mean, his performance was shit today as well, yeah? So, people said Bruno must play 8 last season. Well, people did say that, but now people are saying something else. And people had to change their minds, but, I mean, yeah. Benes Manik says, hello, Amorim, not long to Man U. I think he's saying he's not going to be staying much longer. Well, I think, I mean, I think everybody can say that. Chad says, I want to see my club Ole beautifully. I'm not delusional. I'm not calling you delusional. Ray says, before he sits Bruno out, we don't go nowhere. Well, I mean, he's not going to sit Bruno out. He's going to get sacked before that happens. And you best believe the next guy that comes in is going to play Bruno as well. So, now, I don't know if they take the captaincy away from Bruno. I guess it depends on the guy. Yeah. I guess it depends on who comes in. So, yeah, we'll see. I mean, we're going to do some player ratings as well. So we'll get into that sort of stuff. Who else? What else are we saying? Lucky's here. Shout out Lucky. Chad saying people said Bruno must play 8 when he was playing 10. Now they say he must play 10 again. Did it work when he was playing 10 though? Well, it was way better when he was playing 10 for sure. 8 is way worse. 8 definitely doesn't work. And 10 definitely worked way better with him there for sure. So yeah, I mean, and I think also, like, let's straighten it out. I mean, there was a bit of a flirtiness with Bruno playing in the 8, yeah, but I think after we saw it a couple times last season, I think people were pretty much done with it. Because I mean, even the Tottenham, the final against Tottenham in the Europa League, he played where he played today, yeah, and it was shit. So I think we should have moved on from that, but Ruben, his decision. I mean, Lucky says Luke Shaw, Bruno Fernandes should not be playing. Ray says blown up as a fan and later in the game just walking, having no stamina to continue the full 90. I mean, listen, he lost his head today as well. I mean, he was wildly swinging at the ball. I mean, realistically, we probably have to replace him as the captain. Yeah, I think at a moment in time, he was the guy to be the captain because he was our most impactful player during a period of time. But I think it's gotten to a point where it's just not right for the dynamic of the club. I mean, I listen, if a player fucks up or something like that, I don't really, as a captain, if he pushes it on them. But what he's been doing lately, projecting his own frustrations of himself onto the other players, you don't do that as a captain. I mean, somebody gave him a ball and he failed to trap it, and literally a fucking 6-year-old can trap the ball, yeah? And then he started yelling at whoever gave him that ball, and I don't understand that. So that's not proper captaining of the team, and it's probably causing issues that we got in there. Grace has sent a super chat, says deport Amorim and the players are useless. I mean, this is pretty much where we stand again. I mean, Ruben's gonna get his pelters, and he's gonna get most of the hate, but I mean, the players as well were completely shit, and they're also at fault today. So for sure. Ray says we don't play soccer, we just walk and pass sideways and backwards. Well, I mean, we did play. We had 6 shots on target. Brentford had 6 shots on target. Well, I think they had 7 at the end, but at the time they had 6 shots on target. We had 6 shots on target. We created as much chances as they did. We scored 1 goal. They scored 3. So yet again, not taking our chances, not putting it in the back of the net. There are times during the match where I don't know why, but we seem to go down a gear to go back up a gear. I don't understand why we don't just stay in the gear we are in, because when we actually are a bit more meaningful and a bit more with purpose going forward and being quicker, we're actually dangerous. But then we do this weird thing where we take the next 5 minutes to start walking with the ball, and have no urgency, and pass the ball from one side of the field to the other side of the field with the center back. I don't really understand that. That's not needed at that moment in time. They don't need to be doing that sort of thing, but yet they constantly do it. Especially in this situation of the match, it doesn't make sense. Bro, Skinny Bob, you are not funny, man, with your bullshit championship comments, man. Be original. Think of something funnier. You are not funny. I ain't gonna read your comments. And if you make another one, I'm gonna kick you the fuck out of here. I really don't care, bro. I really don't give a shit. Say something meaningful or get the fuck out. Okay? Chad says we have receipts of all the podcasters saying Bruno must play 8 when he wasn't going to do anything in the 10. Maguire got beat in the air and almost cost us a second goal of not for our goalkeeper. Delo man of the match. Nah, he wasn't man of the match. No, nobody was man of the match. Sheena Lungo. The day we know that Bruno, Delo, Casemiro, Shaw, Maguire, and Ugarte are too slow and don't tick, we will do well. Lucky says Glaze is out. Fan favorites can be played like Bruno. Can't be played like Bruno Fernandes. Bruno Fernandes, Luke Shaw can't play for the team. Chad says if he was gone to Saudi, we not having this convo. I wonder if the score would be different as well. I don't know. That's a whole nother different what if scenario. Who the hell knows what would be happening right now? Who knows who we have in our team? Who knows what we would have done with that money? I mean, I don't know. You could argue that it would be way better, but who can say for sure? I don't know what we'd have. Ray said Bruno should stop throwing his hands up and play some football. Well, I mean, the petulance at the time when you need somebody to step up and kind of, take control. I listen, it's not even throwing his hands up that bothers me. It's the deflecting of the blame. Yeah, because he's not playing good and he's playing like shit. And then he's going at everybody else for doing something that, whatever it is. And it's just like, you don't do that. I don't give a shit if he puts his hands up in the air. But when you're having a go at somebody for doing something, meanwhile, you're the one that's fucking up all over the pitch. I mean, you can't really talk in that at that time, can you? That's what I don't like. That's what the actual problem is. It's not about him throwing his hands up in the air. If that bothers you, whatever. It's about him having a go at somebody else when he's on the field monumentally fucking everything up. It just doesn't work. Yeah. If you're on the pitch and you ain't doing your job and you're doing shit, you think any of the other players on the pitch are going to fucking listen to you when you start bitching and moaning at them. No, they're not. They're going to completely ignore you. So, hello, you're happy with 6 chances created. No, I'm saying they had not 6 chances. We had 6 shots on target and they had 6 shots on target and they scored 3 goals. Actually, they had 7. They scored 3 goals and we scored 1. So the problem again is we're not converting our chances. Yeah, I mean there's other problems going on, but what I'm saying is it's not like we went through the match and they had six shots on target and we had 1. We had 6 shots on target. We had a penalty. We could have done and scored more. We didn't. But this keeps happening. It is an issue that he can't seem to solve. He can't seem to figure it out, and he's probably not going to figure it out. Richard says, get this Portuguese pretender out of my club. Well, it's good to see you back, by the way, Richard. Get this Portuguese pretender out of my club. Let him go back to where he belongs, which is about 30 leagues below the Premiership. Lara's apologizing. Don't worry about it. Listen, people got to come and voice their frustration and their opinion. It's fine. It's not towards me. People are People are upset. People are angry. I get it. So it's fine. Nobody's coming. Nobody's coming to me. So, um, Chad says, and that's our captain and leader you're talking about. Well, yeah, but again, I listen. I'm not here to argue with you, Chad. Yeah, I understand the point, but again, let's just go up one more level, right? I don't even disagree with you on that point. Okay, you're 100% right. But if that's our captain and leader, then who, what about the rest of them? Because if our captain and leader is the best that we got, and the rest are absolutely shit. Because if he's shit, then they're fucking way worse than him, yeah? If nobody else can actually be the captain in that club, then then we got absolutely nothing, yeah? If they're telling us he's the best leader we got, he's the best player we got, and he's shit, and he ain't good enough, then what is the rest of the team and what is the rest of the players, man? I don't know. Like, we get rid of him, get the captain off of him, give it to somebody else. I don't think right now in this situation it's going to make much of a difference for what we have and what we got to use for the rest of the season. I don't think it's really going to help. Um so yeah, I mean, I don't know. Let me get into player ratings real quick. I'm just going to run through these. You can give your own if you want. Go ahead. But being there for me, I mean, a 3 because listen, he had some good he had a couple good saves in the match, and I was gonna give him a higher rating, but the last goal can never happen ever. I think the second goal, partial blame because you can't parry the ball into the position he parried, but also the lack of tracking back, and not keeping up with the runner into the box. I believe it was Luke Shaw. He's at fault. Maguire is at fault for getting skinned there, and whoever else in the defense. I mean, the defense was a disaster today. Yeah. Um, Delit, I'd probably give him a 5. He was probably the only one that was. I don't even know if you want to call it half decent, but out of all of them in the back there, he was probably the best one out of them. So, I mean, Maguire is getting a 3 for today, and Luke Shaw is getting a 3 as well. Delow is getting a 3 as well. I mean, it's just uh, Ugarte, I'd probably give him a 5. Bruno's getting a 3 for today. Dorgo, I'd give him a 5. I thought he was all right, but I mean, the others were way more stinkier than his performance. Wemo, I give him a 5. Unya, I get him a 5 because, I mean, you can't really give anybody a good score, can you? I think maybe Sesko at the very least. He got on. He's the only one that scored a goal, and actually, I think he was a lot more involved today. He got way more touches. He looked way better, in terms of movement, and he was doing. I was thinking at some point in the beginning of the game, I was like, we need a little bit more of this happening with him involved on a more consistent basis, and I was like, maybe things would be okay. But the way the match went, definitely didn't help. Um, give I probably actually Kobe and Yoro are the only ones that probably get like a 6. Um, and Mason Mount to be fair, and Xerxes because they all came on, later on. Um, and Ruben, I mean, for the results, for the way things went, he's probably going to get a 3 as well. I don't even know how to give man in the match to. Did I skip a player, by the way? I might have missed somebody. Uh, I don't know. I mean, do you give a man a match for today? I don't even want to give one. Who was our best player? But really nobody. Maybe I just give it to Sesko for shits and giggles because he scored his first goal, and I think that the loss has nothing to do with him. So, um, but really, I don't feel like I don't feel like it's appropriate to be given a man of the match for a game like we did today. So, um, yeah, bench Bruno Fernandez and Luke Shaw. Well, I mean, that's fair enough. I mean, don't scream and shout at me because, um, just remember, I understand frustrations. I don't have any input. I don't have any say over what happens with the team. Yeah, so and at this point, I don't really give a shit what they do. I don't care if he benches Bruno. I don't care if he plays Bruno. I don't care because it ain't happening. It ain't working, and it's fucked. Yeah, but the situation is fucked. Um, they need to select a new leader. Do you just select a new leader if you don't have one though? Richard says has to go. Thanks for stopping by, Richard. We'll see you later, buddy. Ray said he just spent 250 million and we're worse than last year. Okay. I mean, I don't think we're worse than last year. I think we're pretty much the same. In terms of him being the manager, and how it's going for him. I think we're pretty much the same. I think it's been the same actually in terms of results. I mean, chance creation, we're doing better, but we can't convert the chances and we can't stop conceding goals. So we're losing on both ends of the pitch. Yeah. I mean, to concede the 2 goals in the way we did in the manner, in a match where you literally can't afford to do that. I talked about how Brentford score first. I talked about how we've been conceding first. I talked about this yesterday. I talked about the statistics. I talked about how we were on a record of doing that. I talked about how the main objective for the fucking match is to not concede first. And they conceded first in the first 5 minutes of the game. I talked about how if we did concede first, it's gonna fuck the entire game plan and it's gonna fuck us in the match. Yeah, that's exactly what happened though. I mean the statistics in terms of you don't even need statistics. Yeah, I'm talking about like form statistics. I'm talking about the fact that we haven't won an away match in 8 matches now. I'm talking about the fact that we can't win two matches in a row. Um, Ruben's record is disastrous. And there's no saving it. I mean, he's got 18 wins and 18 losses and however many draws since he's been here. I mean, there's no reversing that. Yeah, I mean, it's done. It's over, finished. Um, but I don't know what they're gonna do going forward. I don't know what they're gonna do. I mean, I don't expect him to get sacked. There's gonna be I mean, there's many fans screaming and shouting for him to get sacked today. Pretty much saying that he needs to be sacked. I mean, go ahead and voice your opinion. I just don't think it's gonna happen. I don't believe that Ineos are gonna do it. Um, let me get to some of the post match stuff. Oh, by the way, listen, it's no excuse or anything like that, but um I totally forgot to mention because there was so much other shit that happened in the match that this wasn't really, it did have an impact, but I mean, I'm not here to make excuses for the team, for the players or the manager, but I mean, why wasn't there a red card given when we got the penalty? Yeah. I mean, that would have had an impact on the game, but we shouldn't be needing that to save us because we should have scored the penalty. We shouldn't have given up the 2 goals in the manner we did. And we shouldn't have been in that position, but I don't know. For me, if you're given a penalty and he's the last man and you just denied him a goal scoring opportunity, that's a fucking red card, and it should have been a red card. Doesn't excuse Bruno not making the penalty. Should have made the penalty either way. But I mean, it's just one of those things that makes me feel like, when nothing's going right, nothing's going right. We get absolutely nothing. We get absolutely nothing. Nothing goes our way. Nothing happens. Nothing good ever comes out of anything. Nothing. Nobody ever steps up. Um, you know, Sometimes maybe you need a little bit of luck and you need a little bit of help. we don't help ourselves and we don't get any outside help and we don't get any sort of luck. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't excuse the performance and it doesn't excuse the result, but it should have been a fucking red card. I mean, let's just be real. It should have been a red card. We should have been up a man, and our captain and one of our players should have put the ball in the net to make it tied with a good 25-30 minutes left in the match. Yeah. And it wouldn't, because listen, at the end of the day, whether people want to hear it or not, that might have made a big difference, because it wouldn't have been pretty. It wouldn't have been nice. There would have been a lot to still criticize about the way things went. But if that went the way it should have went for us, which is our captain putting the ball in the back of the net in a penalty, which I expect him to do, and I had a feeling that it wasn't going to happen because it was just too much time of him sitting around, and I was like, this isn't good. He's going to miss. 4 minutes went by, and he's waiting to take a penalty. And then they make a substitution on top of that before they make the penalty, which I didn't even know you can make a sub while somebody's going to take a penalty. I thought you had to wait for it. And I just had a feeling after that. I was like, it's been too long. He's been holding the ball too long. He's in his head too long. He's probably going to miss the penalty. He did miss the penalty, and then that's it. It was over after that. So, let me get to some of the let's see what Ruben's saying, because you know that he's going to say some things that are probably going to be quite emotional. Yeah. Probably some big statements. But yeah, I mean, I think for today, I think it's fair to say, I think it's fair to say that we are cooked. Yeah, we are shit. So, and he's probably sacked. Yeah. So, Ruben Amorim said, of course, we want to win. We didn't control the game. I mean, you told us you weren't going to control the game. We played the game of Brentford. First ball, second ball, set pieces, all the crucial moments were against us. Tough to lose again, but we need to think about the next one. And I could hear United fans saying you won't be here for the next one, but I think you will. For at least right now. Do you want to hear the comments under the post? People commenting, supposed United fans, I think I would say, honestly can't think of a single reason Amorim should even be managing the next game. His words are poisonous. His actions are what we wanted. His talking does the most action. I've never seen a more lost and incomplete team. If Potter was sacked for his shit, Ruben needs to be in talks. Somebody accusing him of wanting him to be sacked. I mean, could make that argument with his team selection. Somebody said if your next one has Bruno Binder, Maguire, Delo in it, don't worry about it, mate. Yeah, that's the way that's going. He said the first goal was a long ball. Yeah, we worked on that in the week and on set pieces. We knew the long balls were coming, and one touch they had the opportunity. We need to do better. Well, the two goals that they scored were both from long balls, and it was literally both one touch on each goal, and they were through on goal and they scored. So, I mean, it's pretty much hopeless at this point. Yeah, it's pretty much hopeless at this point. If you worked on it in the week and you worked on set pieces and you knew that the long balls were coming, and the players knew that shit, because that we spent a week working on it, and we got exposed by one touch in the first 5 minutes of the game. I mean, it's hopeless, isn't it? It's fucking hopeless. It's absolutely hopeless. Yeah. So, we didn't play our game. He said we only had control for some moments, but it was more or less all the same. We need to play our games, not the opponents, but they were stronger on that. He also continued, or was asked about Ruben Amorim on pressure of job after another defeat. He said it is always the same to lose at this club. It hurts a lot. We need to think about the next one. Yeah, I don't think he has. He doesn't have much to say. There's nothing. There's nothing really for him to say. What do you want him to say? Ruben Amorim on the penalty and the yellow card for Nathan Collins. They He said they told me Brian was not in control of the ball. I think he was not in control of the ball because he was pulled. I mean, I think that's fair. I think that's fair to argue. I mean, I don't know what I don't know what not in control of the ball is. I mean, if he's pulling him, he's disbalanced him and he stopped him from being able to get control of the ball, and he's the last man, and he's just stopped the goal scoring opportunity. That doesn't excuse anything that's gone on today, but that's a fucking red card, and it wasn't given to us. So that's just another thing on top of everything else. Yeah. Amorim on the players' responsibility. He said, I'm not there to protect the players. I'm trying to do what's best for the club and the team. I see them training. Sometimes I feel they're not the same when things get complicated. That's the pressure of this club. I just think about what's best to win the next match. I'm not trying to protect the players or myself. I'm trying to win the next match and create a dynamic. I'm trying to be clear headed in my analysis. And today we played the Brentford match. Yeah, I mean, listen, I think it sounds like a guy. I think he's pretty much. I think he sounds a bit like he's given up. Yeah, I think I think he doesn't know how to solve the problems he's got in front of him. And I think he feels a bit helpless. Yeah. I think he feels let down by his players, and I feel like I feel like he feels like no matter what he tries, and no matter what he tries to fucking show them and teach them, shit's not getting across, shit's not working, and he can't find an answer, and he's struggling. And I think, I think the players have given up a little bit on him, but I think he's given up on some of the players. I mean, you see his reactions, you see the way he acts, you see the disbelief in his face when he's sitting there watching the match on the sideline. Um, But I just feel like he's totally lost. Yeah, he has no answers for what's going on. I don't really have any answers for what's going on either. Um, he said we need to work on a lot of things. We missed a lot of chances in the final third. We conceded a goal on a transition when we had worked on that during the week. These are the things we need to improve. I mean, you're running out of time. Um, Ruben again. I mean, this is the breakdown of this is the beginning of the end of the breakdown of the signs. Yeah, I mean, he's calling it out again. He said it's always the same. When we win, it's not the system, and when we lose, it's the system. I mean, so having a go, I would assume at the fans. I don't know who asked him. I don't know what question they asked him. I don't know if they asked him about the system. I don't know how they answered that, but that one would go directly to the fans. Ruben was asked on how to achieve team consistency. He said, we have to work on everything. All the goals we conceded today, we worked on them during training. It's frustrating. We can do better with the ball and have more of the ball. We have to understand when to calm things down. Well, I would argue, Ruben, we have to figure out when to fucking when we have to pick things up as well, because sometimes we're we're taking our time with the ball in the back, dicking around with it, passing it from left to right when we need urgency and we need more directness. Um, and we sometimes play with around with the ball like we're the ones that are winning 2-1 or 3-1 and not losing with 10 minutes left in the match. So, um, a lot of shit is ass backwards for us, yeah. What else? Well, everybody's turned on him, so I mean, it's pretty much over in that manner. Yeah, I mean all the big United accounts have turned on him. All the big United accounts are having a go at him, saying he needs to be sacked, calling him all types of names. Literally, I'm literally looking at it here. I mean, he's got to get sacked. He's got to get sacked, but won't get disrespectful. Um, so what else? I'm looking for a couple other things. Hold on, let me see what the chat's chatting. I can't see. Um, I think I missed a lot here. So Lucky gave us his ratings. He gave Delit a 5, Barte a 5, and Bummo needs rest. He gave him a 5. Yeah, Bummo wasn't good either today. Garte a 5, 5.2. He gave Sesko a 6. Chad says Carrigan Rennick should be assistant to me, and I'll lead us to the top. That um, that's not gonna happen. I mean, Carrick might come, but Rennick ain't ever coming back. Lyle says Amorim is on his way out. I too don't expect him to get sacked, but his stats have cratered, and it is still on the way down. I mean, it's not even the stats, man. It's just the way things are going. Yeah, we're not the issues that he has. It's it's too spread too far too thin. Yeah, we have issues on both sides. We have issues in all three parts of the pitch. Yeah, we have issues in the midfield. We have issues up top because we're not converting the chances we're making. The midfield is a disaster, and it's not working. And he's gonna keep picking Bruno for that spot, and that shit doesn't work. The defense was just all over the place, which you could probably put down, and the goalkeeper as well. Now, the defense, you could probably say, well, the midfield is being exposed. It's exposing the defense. So if you figured out the midfield and made it stronger, the defense could be better as well. Um, and then you could probably say also, you know what, for the attack, the midfield probably isn't helping as well. So, I mean, listen, we've been here before. We've been here before. We've been here a couple times. Yeah. And when the managers start doing this thing where they refuse to take out players or they refuse to play other players instead of playing certain players in certain positions, it's never worked out, yeah, and it's not going to work out. So, it's not going to work out because unless he changes those things, which he's not going to do because he's made it quite clear and obvious that he's not going to do those sorts of things, then that's it. Um, what are you saying, Lucky? You saying take Bruno off of Pens? I mean, you could take Bruno off of Pens. It's not gonna change. It's not gonna solve all the other problems we got going on. Yeah. So, Ray says the change of the manager is not going right either. Well, yeah. Why? I don't know what they're gonna do going forward. I mean, they're gonna have to figure this shit out. Yes. Um. All right, Chad, relax a little bit. I know you're having fun today, but relax. Let's be realistic. You want to give some realistic options? Who we getting? Who we getting and what are we doing? That's my concern. That's my concern. Because we could sit here and bitch and moan for the next, 20 minutes or so about how he needs to get sacked. But why don't we just jump the gun and start planning already? Who are we getting in? What's the best move for us to do? Who are we getting in? And what's going to happen? Because this is untenable. Yeah, it's not gonna happen. You were hoping there might be a little bit of a spark, but I said it's not the top 6 teams that is his problem. It's not the top 6 teams that are gonna get him sacked. It's the Brentfords that we needed to beat today to stay in contention and not drop down to the table, which I don't even know where we are in the table anymore. If somebody wants to tell me where we are, that'd be cool, but I don't even know where we are. I'm sure it's like 14th or something now. And obviously, well, it's probably not 14th yet because the other matches are at play. City are winning, by the way. Bournemouth are winning 1-0. Crystal Palace is actually beating Liverpool 1-0, and Chelsea is beating Brighton 1-0 at the current moment in time. So what are we looking at right now? Where are we and what's going on? We've dropped to 12th. We are at 12. And we are gonna be on 7 point. Well, we are on 7 points. And Brighton is playing right now. Newcastle plays tomorrow. So, I mean, realistically, we could probably drop, depending on results of pending today and tomorrow. We could go anywhere from being where we are now at 12th to going down to 16th, I think. Something like that. 15, 16th. So, 1 point against Brentford away in 12 games is crazy to me. Well, yeah, I mean, that's another one. Yeah, and we don't have a good record against them. They do quite good against us. And that's 12 games. So you're talking about, what is that? 2, 3 different managers? Does that stems all the way back to Ali, Lyle, does it? It's Ali or is it just Ten Hag and Ruben? Or does it go back to Ali? I think it might be that. It took us 6 full minutes to go Brentford half. And in the beginning we looked all right for literally 3 minutes till we gave up the goal, and then we fucked the whole thing. Yeah. Well, Lucky, here you go. Lucky says I'm hiring an England manager for big clubs like Manchester United. Do you mean like Tuchel? Do you mean an English manager, like from the Premier League? Because actually, I was thinking about this, and I'll talk about it a little bit. Maybe, just maybe, we need to get somebody from the Premier League. Yeah. Maybe we need to get a manager from the Prem. Somebody working in and around the Prem. Why I think best course of action, and I've been thinking about this for a little bit, the past few weeks. We keep going to get managers from outside the league, and we sort of don't really have an identity, or we're trying to work an identity, or we're trying to build something. And I mean, Ali doesn't really count because he's different, but I mean, the best we did was Jose Mourinho, and he was a winner, but he was also a Premier League manager and had experience in the Prem. Yeah, that was the best we've ever done. And with Ten Hag, it wasn't all bad, but it didn't last. Yeah, and he's not here. And Ruben, it's clearly failed. So I'm thinking probably maybe the best thing that we can do is go and try and get somebody with Premier League managing experience in the Premier League. I think at this point in time, I think maybe that's a solution that could work for us. I think that's something that could work for us. No, we're not getting Gareth Southgate. I mean, We're not getting Gareth Southgate because literally Dan Ashworth was literally sacked for suggesting to get Gareth Southgate. So we're not getting Gareth Southgate. Um, we're not getting Gareth Southgate. If we get Gareth Southgate, I'm just gonna retire. Gareth Southgate is such a shit manager that nobody anywhere at like any level has offered him a job since he's left England because he sucks. His football sucks. And he would get sacked faster than Ruben's gonna get sacked. Yeah. So, um, he's shit. And I disagree with you, Lucky. He's such a bad manager that he should have been able to win at least 1 Euro, which he wasn't able to do because his football is shit and they can't get over the line. Also, it's England, but yeah. That's his Carrick is the only realistic option. Carrick's first game, he benched the Bruno. But I don't remember that. Red Devil Radar says Arola, Iorola, whatever his name is, the Spanish guy at Bournemouth. Yeah, seems to be the best option in my opinion. But with this club, I don't know anymore. A great manager come here and turn to shit. Well, doesn't that go for everybody? But I think again, I think probably right now our best solution and our best answer is to probably I think we need to get somebody with some sort of Premier League experience. I think it's the only I don't know. Um, the last two managers, one coming from the Portuguese league and one coming from the Dutch league, and hasn't gone very very good. Now, other managers at other clubs, like Pep and Klopp and now Slot, you can make the argument for well they made it work, but our club is monumentally broken and we struggle to play in the Premier League. And I think we need sort of a quick answer to that. With the squad we have to be doing much better. I think we can absolutely be doing much better than obviously what we're doing now. Um, and I think if we get somebody with Premier League experience that knows the league and knows a way of playing football that can play in the league, I think maybe we could salvage some part of this season. It should sort a lot of the problems out for the most part in the way that we're playing, and then obviously we gotta take care of the other end at some point there. Um, Ray says Crystal Palace manager, Bournemouth manager should replace. I mean, yeah, and you know what? I think in the past we sort of still had a bit of our egos, and there was a lot of United fans that would say, "No way, we shouldn't be taking a sort of guy at that." But I think for where we are, beggars can't be choosers, and probably switch that expression to shitters can't be choosers either. We can't have our cake or eat it too. We need to be. I mean, we've been humbled, but we need to be humble going forward. I mean, Gareth Southgate's completely out of the question. Yeah, he's the shittest guy there possibly is to get. Yeah. Graham Potter is available. That's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke. We're not getting Graham Potter. Um, but yeah, I you know what? A couple years ago, I maybe would have been like, no way do we get Crystal Palace manager, Bournemouth manager. We could probably do better. But for the way we've gone the past couple years, I think we probably need a guy like Iriola, who's the Bournemouth manager, or what's his name, Oliver Glasner, from Crystal Palace. I think we need somebody like that. Yeah, I mean Newcastle bringing in Eddie Howe. And Eddie Howe is actually a good manager, but he was also managing in the Prem, and he was at Bournemouth. So I think we should be looking to do something like that. I don't know what Ineos plan on doing, and we'll see. But yeah, Brighton is a very good manager as well. Who is he? Because I'm not aware of who they got right now, but I don't even know. But by the way, I would say to that Chad, I don't know who he is, so I can't really judge on that, but I would say for Brighton specifically, to try and poach their manager, if we sack Ruben in this season, yeah, um, it probably won't happen, and we'd probably have to pay a shit ton of money, and I don't think they would allow it to happen. But Brighton are usually very good with their contracts and stuff like that. So yeah, I just don't think that I don't think that's one that we can actually do. I think I think Bournemouth we could probably poach him. Yeah, I think Bournemouth we could probably poach him, and maybe Crystal Palace. But who is the manager for Brighton? Fabian. I don't even know this guy. He's German. He plays a 4-2-3-1. Um, he's got a 46% win rate and a 27% loss rate and 26% draws. Yeah. So Red Devil Radar says, well, I better say a manager with great record. Hard to say a great manager about Riola when he hasn't won anything. Yeah, but you know what? I don't think it's not right now. It's not even really about winning anything. Yeah, we need stabilization, and our core or our team is broken to the core. Yeah, our team, we are shattered pieces. We need somebody to come and pick up the pieces, stabilize the club, well, stabilize the team, and have us being somewhat normal again. Because we are. I mean, listen, we have gone backwards over the past few years now. Yeah. From when Ten Hag took over and we finished third, from that season we've gone down. Um, after that season we've gone down. So we need somebody to come, and I don't think we should be this down with this group of players. I think a lot of them are not good enough. And we still need to make changes, but we shouldn't be like this, man. We shouldn't be one step forward, two to three steps back every single week. There's a lot of things that it's one thing if you can't beat the top six teams. It's one thing if you get outplayed here and there, because the squad's just not good enough or the players ain't good enough. But the way we've been going since basically last season and then carrying into this season, um, you know, we're gonna have to get a different manager so he plays a different way and has different ideas and sets the team up in a different way. So we're not gonna get it from Ruben, yeah. We're not gonna get it from Ruben. Carrick knows the identity and what mentality it takes to win the league. Well, maybe they get him. I don't know what they're gonna do with him, and I don't know how successful that's gonna go. Um, but I mean, when he did do the caretaker role, he did do quite good. Well, it was a short stint, but he did quite well. Um, and Carrick was an assistant like we need somebody like that. I think is probably our best. Um, is probably our best option. I think it might make it um better. You know what I mean? Warner's like McTominay. If McTominay knew how to play CDM. um, Bray says we went both three players in the front. And we never fixed the situation of the goalkeeper. The foundation has to be built from the back. Yeah. I mean, after today, I don't think he's fucking playing next week. Um I mean, I think two of the goals, at least definitely the last one, can't happen. He's a bit shaky as well. I mean, he's not strong coming out of the goal. Um, doesn't get big enough. He's not strong enough when he has to do the sweeping. When he has to come out and punch the ball, he constantly gets. And I don't know if you put the fucking kid in. I fear again. I fear for the lemons because if he is that good, yeah, if he is that good and he is one that is supposed to become a very, very good goalkeeper, I worry about destroying him because listen, while the goalkeeper's a problem, look at everything else in front of him. Yeah. Like, if we got a bunch of leaks all over the place, the ship is flooding, the goalkeeper's just one hole. You put your thumb over it, there's still a shit ton of water leaking in from the other side, yeah? So even if like Bienda does have to get dropped, and even if Lemons is better than him and plays better than him, everything else that's going on, it's not gonna save us. Because the midfield is a disaster. We struggle to score goals when we have 6 shots on target. We should be converting more than one goal. I mean, if Brentford has the same amount of shots on target and they're scoring 3 and we're scoring 1, then, I mean, it's just a clear and obvious sign of how we obviously struggle. And it's also why we lose games. Because if we were taking chances, like they take their chances, then we'd actually have a chance. Um, but we don't. So, um, let's get Wharton and Anderson. Let go Bruno. We got other set piece players. We will then have depth in the midfield. Well, I mean that's fine, but that's not helping us now, is it? What are we gonna do now? What are we gonna do now? I mean, it's not even October yet, yeah? Even if you argue to do that in January, it's still 3 months away. What are we gonna do now? We have issues and problems we gotta solve now. What are we doing now? How are we gonna make it to January, yeah? As a team. I'm not even talking about the manager. I'm just talking about as a football club. How are you gonna make it to January? We gotta figure out what we're doing. So what are we running here? I'm just checking the internet to see if we got any. Um, by the way, bro is never cutting his hair. Yeah. Whatever his name is, our fellow United fan has one of the biggest afros I've ever seen. Bro is never cutting his hair. Yeah, I feel bad for him. I think everybody would be okay. Um, if he just forfeits that whole thing, yeah, because I feel bad for the guy. I feel bad for the kid. He's never caught. I'm just mentioning that because I saw a post about it. So, um, the United Strand. There you go. I always forget his name. Thank you, lot. Amorim said everything was a bit against us. We missed a penalty that could have changed the game, but we have to make do with what we have. And that's kind of what I've been saying. But everything has always been a bit against us. It's never, I mean, maybe the last match versus Chelsea, it wasn't a bit against us, yeah? And it actually went a bit for us. But I feel everything's always been a bit against us going back to Ten Hag second season. It goes in that manner. It hasn't changed. And actually it's gotten worse, yeah, since Ruben's come in. I think it was there. I think it's gotten worse since it's come in. um and again, bad play, we missed the penalty that could have changed the game, but that doesn't cut and hit anymore because of how everything's gone. Yeah, because of how it's gone over how much time it's been, almost a year now. Yeah, that doesn't it doesn't hit anymore because it's happened too many times. If you were in a position where it was like, okay, this is a one-off thing, but I don't know what, if it's not missing a penalty, you give away a penalty. If it's not giving away a penalty, we're missing a fucking sitter in front of the goal. If it's not missing a sitter, it's the goalkeeper fucking up somewhere. If it's not the goalkeeper, it's the defense making a mistake somewhere. If it's not the defense, it's the midfield fucking giving away the ball in a bad spot and we get counterattacked and we scored. Like, it's always something, and then it's always something different. And I don't know how do you solve how do you solve something that is so consistently inconsistent? Yeah, because it's not like it's always the defense, and it's not like it's always the midfield or it's always the goalkeeper. It's constantly changing. It's either one game it's the goalkeeper or it's the defense. Sometimes it's all three in the same game. Yeah, but sometimes when we're in a match, which has led to us losing, if it's not one part of the field, it's another part of the field. How do you It's like almost like whack-a-mole. Yeah, you're trying to whack the mole, and keeps popping up out of all these holes, and you can't hit it. So, and you can't solve the problem. How do you fix these things? And this is why it's over. Yeah, he's got too many problems all over the place, and he doesn't have answers for it. And if he does have answers for it, it it's not getting through to the players, and the players aren't doing what they got to be doing to solve the problems on the pitch. So it's calamitous. Yeah, it's calamitous. um Never cutting his hair. He's never I mean, not right now, he's not cutting his hair, definitely. So yeah, I want to know if we're getting anything briefed from the club. This is what I'm looking for. Amorim has apologized to us. Not that anybody really wants his apologies, because I will say, like I've said to the players multiple times throughout the years, we don't want to hear words, and I think this is where the fans are at this point in time. Nobody really has any sympathy for Amorim in terms of, in the past when he said things, people listened and people accepted it and agreed with him, and were standing by his side. But it's gotten to the point where it's the same as maybe some of our past players, that when he speaks, nobody wants to hear it because we've heard it too many times, and all we want is the results on the pitch. So, I mean, he said, and I quote, "Sorry to the fans, but they don't want to hear that. They want to see results. Our job is to fight to win the next match." I mean, he's aware, but even those words aren't gonna do anything for this situation and how the fan base is feeling, um, and what thoughts and opinions they have. Ruben was asked on if he's worried about losing his job. He said, "I'm not concerned because that is not my decision. I will do the best I can in every minute I am here, so I'm never concerned about my job. I'm not that kind of guy." Um, I don't know how much I believe that. To be fair, what else do you want the guy to say? Yeah, what do you want him to say? I don't think he can actually come out and say, "Yeah, I'm concerned for my job because we're fucking shit and I've had I have the worst record in the Premier League." Um, Probably gonna get sacked. I don't know. If he said that, I think you just can't say that. Yeah, you just can't say something like that. So, um, People are starting petitions for United to send Ruben Amorim on a crash course under Oliver Glasner, so he can finally learn how to play a 3-4-3 properly. I guess that's why people want the Crystal Palace manager. He just play 3-4-3. I think we're gonna have to probably go in some direction like that as well. I mean, I don't know if it has to necessarily be a 3-4-3, but it's got to have, um, what we've been scouting for and buying players. Whoever the next guy is and the next manager is, yeah, it's got to have similar characteristics. It doesn't have to be the same formation, um, or necessarily. I mean, maybe the same system, but it's got to be implemented in a different way. Um, yeah, I mean, it's got to be somebody that plays a way of football that has some similar characteristics to what we've been scouting for. Otherwise, um, we're just gonna do what we did again, like we did from Ten Hag to Amorim, where we did a complete like shift, and we can't really afford to do that. Um, we can't afford to do that. You do that once, it hasn't worked with him, but you got to go and find somebody else and see if you can progress with somebody else. Um, yeah, I mean, listen, the record is you can't back anything really. There's nothing really to back anymore. Yeah. So he's got 9 wins in 31 matches. Um, so yeah, it's over. Is this? Oh, by the way, Samuel Luckhurst, your sources were wrong. The end that started in goal. I don't like this account. Yeah, there's nothing really else to really talk about. I think we pretty much covered everything for today. Obviously, there's probably going to be a bunch of updates, leaks, whatever that's going to come out tomorrow. That they're going to get. You know that they're going to get briefed. The journalists are going to come out with stories tomorrow. There's going to be some shit about Ineos saying some things, probably saying that they're still backing him. At the same time, we're probably going to get stories that's going to say that they're considering this guy for the job or considering that guy for the job. So it's probably going to be a big pain in the ass. Um, Listen, I don't plan to go live tomorrow. I usually take Sunday off. We will see what happens. I mean, you never know. They could. I don't expect it to happen. I don't expect it to happen. Not for the next, I guess, probably few matches going forward. I mean, we do have the international break coming up, and you could maybe make the argument that, listen, he could be around for Sunderland. If you can't get a result against Sunderland, we go into the international break. That's when you pull the trigger and you end it. And you have like, what do we got? A week or two to sort it out. And maybe that's what happens. But yeah, I mean, before we go, does anybody else have anything to say about how you're feeling and what you're thinking? Because I think for today, at the very least, I think we've covered everything and we talked um about everything. So I don't think there's nothing else really to cover for today. Tomorrow we're gonna get all the briefs for sure. You already know all the stories. The journalists are probably typing them up now, getting them ready for tomorrow. So probably gonna be a whirlwind type of thing. Yeah, I mean, we know how it goes. We have a bad performance. We have a bad result. It's hit hit United with a bunch of news, get the clicks in. Um, I mean, we can't figure out back-to-back wins. That's just he's fighting an impossible battle, yeah. We've lost 3 of the 6 league games. Ten Hag was gone after 4 defeats from 9 last season. So I mean, he's on par to do well, not even on par. He's on par to do worse at this current moment in time. Because Ten Hag had 4 defeats in 9. He's got 3 and 6. So he could have 4 losses in 7, which is by 2 matches, but it's still worse. Yeah, and I think the way things are going, I'm gonna be quite honest. I mean, I don't know what's gonna happen going forward after this. In terms of you know when he does get sacked. But I kind of feel like, I mean, I guess it depends who comes in and what they decide to do. But my feeling is it's probably Bruno's last season as well. Yeah. Um. So, but to be fair, I was one that I said we should have sold him because I think we could have used it. I just think, and it's not even specifically Bruno, but realistically, I mean, if there was any player in our team and they offered us 100 million, I would have sold them. Because we could have used it. I think we needed to do it. I think we needed to be smart as a football club, and I think we needed to do what Liverpool did. And I would have argued, and I still argue, it could have been our Coutinho. It could have been our Coutinho. We were still in different circumstances, but it could have been our Coutinho, and we could have taken that 100 million, and we could have reshaped a little bit more of the team, and we didn't do it. So we gotta make do with what we did. Yeah, it's on Ineos. That's on Ruben. He wanted to keep Ruben. He's the one that came with this idea to play Bruno as the 8. I don't know why he thinks that would work, because again, he did it in the Europa League final, and it was literally the worst match we've ever fucking played. It was the worst performance I've ever seen a United team give, and we've lost 7-1 to Liverpool, yeah? Um and it didn't work in that final against Tottenham, and I don't know why he thought it would work for a whole season in the Premier League. It can never work. It will never work. It's literally impossible to work. It is incapable of working. Um, and he's not going to change it. So he's going to get sacked. Yeah, it's just what it is. It's done. Um, what's Lyle saying? Lyle says Ornstein will be the first to the scoop, like he was with the sacking of Eric Ten Hag. So just keep your notifications on for his Twitter. I got all the notifications on. So I mean, I don't plan to go. There's probably going to be some big news. Listen, if we do go live, yeah, tomorrow, I would like to take the day off because it's a lot easier. But if we do go live, it'll be a short one. I'll probably do like a light 40 minutes. Um, so I'll keep you guys posted in the Discord about it if I do plan to spontaneously go live. But I would like to. I'd rather just do a stream on Monday, but I know that tomorrow is going to be filled with a lot of shit, so I might have to do it. Tad, what are you on about right now? Tabloid fans. I don't. What tabloid and what tabloid fans? What are you talking about? What tabloids talk crap about Maguire and Bruno? I don't. I don't know. I don't read tabloids. I don't give two shits about tabloid. Who reads tabloids? All I see is promos for Bruno in TV and YouTube. Bruno fans or tabloid fans talking about goals assists. All right, you lost me now. You've absolutely lost me. I don't know. I don't know what to say to that. I don't know what that's supposed to actually mean. Um, it's Devils. Well, here you go. All right, so I got a guy here that I follow. Yeah, this guy is apparently some sort of an insider. To a certain extent, he gets his own news and own information. I would still take it with a grain of salt. Yeah. Ah, fuck! I lost it. Got it. Hold on. So, um, so this guy want to go look at his stuff, but I seen him report some stuff before some other actual journalists. Now this guy doesn't have it's an account. It's called Devil's Info. Yeah. Um, he doesn't have a face, doesn't have a name, but he does get information because he was doing it during the transfer window, and he's saying that Oliver Glasner, who is the current Crystal Palace manager, would be the old would be the would be the old managerial candidate. Oh wait, never mind. I thought he was giving us info. He's giving us an opinion. I don't really give a shit about that. Sorry about that. Um, do you, well, somebody put this out. Do you guys agree with this? Somebody said, you know how shit Ineos are when Ed Woodward would have acted by now. Uh, uh, LOL for fuck's sake. Do you think the old United under Ed Woodward would have already sacked him? I think maybe because they, I don't know. I mean, under Mourinho, it took a while. A lot of people were Mourinho out for quite a while, and they only did it after Liverpool, and they did it after the fans did the pile-on, yeah? And they did the same thing to Ole Gunnar Solskjaer as well. I mean, you remember Ole when they took like 2 international breaks when everybody was like, we need to sack him, and they didn't sack him. Um, so that's why I don't know. I feel like they pandered to fans sometimes because that's what they just do shit based off of fan sentiment. And once the manager lost like support of the majority of the fans, they would just sack the manager. But then I can also remember a lot of times where they literally sat on their hands and sat in their ass, and it took them weeks. And also during those weeks, they had no plan after they did what they did. So, but I don't know. Apparently Chelsea's gotten a red card, so um, go well for them. But all right, that's enough for today. So yeah, we'll talk. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I'll keep you guys posted. Be on the lookout for a show. If I don't end up going live tomorrow, then we'll go live Monday. But yeah, I think I'm probably gonna have to figure out how to fit in a show during there's like NFL football and stuff going on. So probably gonna figure out how to fit in a show at some point when all this news and shit comes out, because there's definitely gonna be a bunch of news tomorrow, and a bunch of updates and leaks and all types of stuff that we got last time after the City match. Yeah, I expect that to come. So, shout out to all of you. Try and enjoy the rest of your weekend. Although it's probably gonna be agitating and annoying the shit out of you with the current situation and position. So, but everybody be good. Enjoy the rest of your day. Go do something and take your mind off of United because of the shit. Yep. But shout out to all of you that smashed the like button. If you didn't hit the like button, just please make sure you hit the like button on the way out. Shout out to all the chat members. Shout out to the top fans. Grace, Lyle, Lucky, Chad, Richard, Ray, Red of a Radar, um, Innis, Manic, Johnny Hill, Jomo, Akil, and Gina Lungo. Shout out to all you. So yeah. Lyle, message me on Discord. I gotta chat with you about a couple things. So I'll send you a message. Yeah. But other than that, take care. Lotta says thanks, Eric. Wish it was a better day for this live, but I keep it real. Well, it's all we can do, yeah. So I wish it was too, buddy. I wish it was too. But till then, be good. See you guys later. Yep, and have a good one.